What is up? In this video, I want to show you some simple steps that I've used to create lead magnets that not only attract your ideal customers, but it brings just a ton of value to your business. You're going to learn how to set up lead generation on autopilot, and that actually works. I also want to show you how to create offers people just cannot resist, and more importantly, I want to help you make it easy to run ads that actually get results. By the way, make sure you stick around to the end because I want to share with you a powerful tip on how to grow your leads even faster using some really advanced and awesome strategies that I learned that you're just not going to want to miss. By the way, if we haven't met yet, my name is Emmanuel. I am the founder and chief talking head guy here over at Square One Group. Really, our mission is simple. It is to help founders grow and scale their business using systems. And let's face it, lead gen, it is a very important foundational piece to you actually growing your business. All right, number one, automate your lead generation. I tripled my monthly revenue after automating my lead generation. Here's how you can too. You see, when I first tried to grow my business, I relied strictly on organic. That meant like posting on social media in the hopes and prayers that people would discover me. But it was honestly really frustrating because I put in a ton of hours creating all of this, I'd like to think, really great content, but I had really nothing to show for it. And the problem here was very, very clear. I needed more leads and I needed to get them faster without having to invest so much time out of my day to work on marketing and lead gen. You see, here's the thing. There are only so many hours in the day, but I knew that by doing everything manually, it just was not sustainable. And wanting to try to grow organic strictly, I'll be honest, it's very slow. It's faster to watch paint dry. That's when I decided to do Facebook ads. And at first it felt a little nerve-wracking because, I'm essentially spending money without any guarantee. But what I quickly learned was this was actually the game changer thing that I was looking for. Okay, quick story. In the beginning, I was spending a boatload of money on ads, but leads, they just were not converting. The wrong people were clicking my ads and my cost per lead, it really just started to climb. And in all honesty, this questioned the whole ad strategy and really made me ask myself, was this even worth it? Then I realized the actual true problem to this. It was that I was casting this wide net trying to appeal to everyone. The reality is not everyone is my ideal customer. The secret to making ads work is to understand exactly what your audience needs and then offering them a solution that feels truly valuable to them. So the fix to this, it was pretty simple. I just took a step back and refined my strategy. I asked myself, what does my ideal customer really and truly want? And how can I solve for a problem that they are facing right now? And through that, I created a lead magnet, a free resource that addressed a key problem that my audience was facing. And by offering this cool little freebie through Facebook ads, I began attracting the right kind of leads and people who genuinely were interested in what I had to offer. Now, the beauty about the Facebook algorithm is that it learns who's engaging with your ads and it keeps showing them to people with similar interests. Now, with my lead magnet in place and the algorithm working its magic, I was starting to attract better quality leads both day and night. Now, once I nailed down the right lead magnet and refined my targeting, everything changed. My cost per lead dropped significantly and I began getting consistent qualified leads without actually lifting a finger. The ads were running 24/7 and I was generating leads even while I was sleeping. And the ads were just constantly working to find me new customers. And this was a massive relief because it finally meant that I had a marketing system that actually brought in leads automatically without me having to chase them down manually. Now, instead of really worrying about where my next customer is coming from, I had a steady flow of leads coming in every single day. So here's where you can learn from my experience. Invest in ads strategically. Organic methods can only get you so far, but paid ads, they truly speed up the process. Create a lead magnet that solves a real problem for your ideal customer. And when that offer actually matches the audience's needs, people will start engaging. And then from there, monitor and adjust. If you're spending way too much still on your leads, then tweak a few things and you'll find that it'll be a lot easier once you pull on the right lever to start attracting the right people. And by automating my lead generation process with Facebook ads, it completely freed up a lot of my time to grow the business a lot faster than I ever thought possible. And the best part is that the ads keep bringing in leads even when I'm not working. You can do this too, just focus on understanding your audience and delivering real value. Now, I have a cool little worksheet that we use around here to make lead magnets very, very quickly. If you want a copy of it, comment the words automate below. Be happy to send it over. 2, create high value offers. Want to know how I get high quality leads without cold calling? It starts with one powerful lead magnet. You see, when I started automating my lead generation with Facebook ads, I quickly saw how powerful it was to have leads coming in 24/7. But I'll be honest, at first, none of these leads were actually true quality. Some weren't ready to buy and some weren't even the right fit. I knew that I needed to dig deeper into my strategy if I really wanted to attract motivated, better quality people. And that's when I discovered this crazy game-changing approach, which is to solve the problems of your audience at the next level, like the level that they aspire to be at. The mistake I made in the very beginning was that I was way too focused on my audience's current problems. But here's the thing. People aren't always concerned with solving what's right in front of them. They're actually thinking a couple steps ahead. For example, if my target audience is a solopreneur earning $100,000 a year, they're not looking for advice to maintain or even grow that income just a little bit. They're actually trying to figure out what tasks it takes to grow to $250K a year. And if my lead magnet only addressed where they are now, you just truly wouldn't grab the attention or inspire these leads to actually truly take action. So the fix to this, to attract higher quality leads, is I shifted my approach. I focused on the next level challenges that my audience wanted to solve. This made my lead magnet much more relevant and a lot more appealing because it aligned with their aspirations instead of where they are now. So here's the process I use. Number 1 is that I identified my ideal customer. So this is knowing who your audience is and what stage they're at in their business journey or in just their journey in general. And then number 2 is to research their next level. Like, what problems are these people going to face at the next stage of their journey? And number 3 is to create a lead magnet that speaks to those aspirations. Offer something that addresses the future challenges, the ones that your audience, or at least in my case, my audience, wants to overcome to grow into. Now, by applying this strategy, my Facebook ads became way more effective, and I started attracting higher quality leads who are actually eager to kind of grow to the next level. And the best part was that these leads were much more likely to convert into actual paying customers and clients because they saw that my offer was essentially the bridge to take them to the next level that they're trying to reach. So the key takeaway here, automation isn't about having ads that run all the time. It's about attracting the right people with the right message. When you solve the problems of the next level your audience wants to reach, your lead magnet it becomes irresistible. Now, my lead generation system, it actually works even better. Facebook ads run in the background, finding the leads who are ready to actually grow and invest into what I have to offer. This simple tweak not only saved me a boatload of time, but it also boosted my revenue. And I'm sure just taking this and stealing it, it's going to do the exact same thing for you. If you're struggling with trying to come up with a lead magnet that actually works, that is actually bringing in cheap leads, don't worry, because I actually created a worksheet that my team uses, and I'm happy to share it over to with you so that you can create lead magnets very fast. Comment the word leads and I'll send it over. Leverage targeted ads. Stop burning through your ad budget. You're doing it wrong. This simple tweak will double your conversions. Listen, after automating my lead generation with Facebook ads and learning how to attract better leads by solving next level problems, I noticed another really big challenge. Sometimes ads would still cost too much without delivering the results that I was expecting. That's when I was reminded about another game-changing trick that I was actually talking with one of my clients, Dan, who was experiencing the exact same thing. Quick story to better explain what I mean. One of my clients, Dan, runs an app development business for a very specific niche. He decided to use Facebook ads to reach this niche. So at first, he focused heavily on targeting their interests, like going deep into what they like, what they dislike, there's a whole field for targeting all that interest stuff on Facebook ads. And his whole idea behind this was that he was thinking that if he can get a little bit more precise, he would attract the right audience. But instead, his ad costs actually spiraled up and out of control. And this exact problem is one of the problems that I had very early on. You see, Dan's ads, they really weren't working the way that he had hoped. He was paying $20 to $30 per lead, and even worse, they weren't converting. They just were not qualified at all. So what went wrong for him, and essentially what went wrong for me, is this. By over-targeting specific interests, we limit our audience pool way too much. And because of that, the Facebook algorithm didn't have enough room to find the best possible leads. This results in a higher cost per lead and fewer conversions. And it's frustrating and it's expensive. So the fix, it's actually really simple. Remove detailed targeting, especially if you're just launching your ads. Instead of adding interest-based filters, only focus on the location and target where you want your ideal clients to come from, and then let Facebook's algorithm do all of the heavy lifting. This small tweak made a huge difference. Now, with broader targeting, the algorithm had way more data to work with, and it allowed me and him to find better and more qualified leads more efficiently. The cost per lead dropped significantly, and the quality of leads actually improved. And more importantly, these leads were more likely to convert because they were a better fit for the actual offer. So the key takeaway here, it's that when you're running Facebook ads, it's tempting to implement a ton of filters to try to narrow down your audience. Letting the algorithm optimize on its own, just in general, delivers better results. So set the location and just let the algorithm figure out who to target. It's a lot smarter than you think. By the way, we have a whole scorecard to make it easy for you to make decisions when you're running your Facebook ads. And if you want a copy of that, type out the word scorecard and I'll be happy to send it over. Optimize tests regularly. Trust me, the key to scaling your business faster is tracking and tweaking. And here's how I do it effectively. So after automating my lead gen, crafting super valuable offers, and learning to let Facebook's algorithm do its magic and work with the targeting on its own, I started to get results. But over time, I did notice one thing. Some weeks my ads were performing really well, and others, they just kind of fell flat. They didn't work. And this felt really unpredictable, and it wasn't meeting my monthly goals consistently the way I wanted it to be met. That's when I realized that the key to success wasn't just setting up ads. It was regularly testing and optimizing them. Yes, I know it sounds ridiculous and dumb that I didn't figure that out early on, but that's the honest truth. I thought if I just set them up and forget it, it would work. I mean, the honest truth here is that ad performance, it fluctuates. And if we don't check on it regularly, we just end up missing a bunch of opportunities to get better. And the reality is I was just making the mistake of waiting way too long to review my ads. So by the time that I actually did review my ads and check performance, and I usually did it at the end of the month, I had already burnt through a big chunk of my marketing budget on ads that were underperforming. And because of that, I realized that if I wanted consistent results, I just needed to track this stuff and test this stuff and optimize this stuff every single week. So here's the routine and a little system that changed everything for me. Number one is that I tested creative every single Monday. I tried new images or videos each week to see which ad would perform better. I also made really small changes like switching out colors of the visuals, and it just gave me some new insights. Number two is Thursdays, I would test copy. I would experiment with different ad texts every single week to find what resonated the most with my audience. It sounds crazy, but the right message, it just makes a world of a difference. And three is that I track metrics daily. I begin by checking the key numbers that matter to me in my world, which is clicks, cost per lead, and conversions every single day. This helped me spot trends early on so that I can adjust quickly if something just was not working. Four is that I review the performance weekly. At the end of each week, I would review the details of all of my tests and identify what was working and, more importantly, what didn't work. And this allowed me to pivot really quickly in real time, so it wasn't like I had to wait a month to actually know if it worked or not. And five is that I check in monthly strategically on the overall kind of health of the strategy. So at the beginning of the following month, I make sure I block time to look over everything to ensure that I'm actually on track I hit my goals and I'm actually on track to hit my next month's goals. And this simple process made sure that the campaign was constantly evolving and improving over time. So the key takeaway here, it's optimizing and testing your ads isn't just a one-time thing. It's an ongoing process. Making small adjustments every single week and tracking performance daily, you'll be able to identify patterns real quick, and you can improve right on the fly, and it's going to avoid spending way too much money or overspending way too much money on your marketing. By the way, we have a whole ads metrics tracker that we use every single day. That's been super helpful, and if you want a copy of it, type out the words ads in the comment section. I'll be happy to send it over. Hey, if you found any value in this video so far, really appreciate it if you can click that like button, subscribe button, bell icon. Thank you so much in advance. 5, build strategic partnerships. Want to know my secret to getting consistent referrals? Well, it's building a win-win partnership, and it's made all the difference. You see, as my lead generation efforts started to pay off, I knew that it wasn't only ads alone that would grow my business. I wanted to make something more sustainable. And a way to bring in new clients consistently without constantly worrying about spending more money on ads, it's simply just to focus on strategic partnerships and referrals. But here's the thing. At first, I would reach out to businesses that I had no prior connection with, hoping and praying that they would be interested in referring me clients. Honestly, I thought that if I pitched my services, it would lead to a bunch of referrals, but it just didn't work. Like, the bottom line here is, and it's a very simple issue, strangers don't trust me. They won't trust you if you just reach out to them and ask for them for business. Even if they liked what I had offered and I spent a bunch of time crafting a really solid offer, they would not recommend me. And that's simply because without trust or personal experience in what I do and how I approach solving problems, it doesn't really go anywhere. They didn't really see any value in sending any of their past clients or the people that trust them to me. And the honest truth is, many businesses fall into this trap. They assume that creating a new connection will refer them clients right away, and it only just meets in just crickets. So, simple fix here. It's that I shifted my strategy and I focused on clients that I had already worked with. The ones who knew the value that I could actually deliver firsthand. They've experienced it. These are clients that have seen great results and were in the best position to recommend me to other people. And here is how I did it. Number one is that I identified my past and current clients and I listed them out based off of which ones had the best experience with working with me. Number two, I proposed a partnership. I reached out and asked them if they'd be willing to refer me any business. Three, make it a win-win. To make it worthwhile for them, I offered them incentives like discounts or maybe referral compensation. And this approach worked because people are more likely to recommend businesses that they've actually had a positive experience with. The referrals, they were a lot more genuine. And since they could speak confidently about my service, it really helped build trust with these new prospects. The key takeaway here is that if you want steady referrals, start with those who already trust you. Partnerships with happy clients is far more effective than trying to build a connection from scratch. Their personal experiences with you carry way more weight, making it easier to grow your business without word of mouth. I have an email template that I use to offer these partnerships with past clients, and if you want a copy of what I say that works really, really well, comment the word partner and I'll be happy to send it over. Hey, if you're honestly curious about how to create $1 leads using Facebook ads, then I recommend you check out this video here.